All right. So we're going to start sitting on the cushion or sitting on the block, doing a breath of fire to help to strengthen the immune system this morning and work on digestion as well. So very, very good to do. You can sit cross-legged on a cushion, however you like to. I'm encouraging easy sitting pose or heel to pelvis. If you can't do that, then just sit the way you would like to sit. And we're going to be nice and tall through the spine. And everybody is feeling this nice length. So you're feeling your inner thighs. So as you guys come into your seat, maybe press your inner thighs toward the floor. Use your hands to do that. And as you're pressing your inner thighs, from that point, you're lifting your spine. So from that point, just at the inner thighs, you're lifting the spine. So you want to stay grounded, the base of the spine, very bottom, and then everything else, chakra, throat chakra, and on comes up. So we try to lift from there, rooted down to lift up. Shoulders relax back, throat is open. And let's just take 3 nice deep breaths. So you're going to feel your breath in your body. If you guys are with me on Tuesday and we did the back breathing and you want to keep practicing that, go for it. If you can breathe into the side body, do that, or just breathe however you like to, but always breathing with the diaphragm moving down and the diaphragm moving up. So diaphragm goes down on our inhale. And when we exhale, we kind of really hug in, squeeze. You can even put your hands there to kind of feel it squeeze. Always have length to the body. Squeeze. And one more time. And squeeze. So breath of fire is when you do that kind of, it's a very active exhale, like that, where you push in. You can even put your hand in a fist and cover that and punch yourself in the stomach, basically. But it's in and up. The punch goes in and up. Very good for digestion, really helps to strengthen your digestive fibers, and it's good for the metabolism and immune system. So we'll all do it with the fist, but if you don't have to, if you know how to do it regularly. We'll start with the mouth open, but you close the mouth and do it through the nose. So it's every time you exhale, you push up, push up, push up, push up. If you can do it without your hands and just the muscles and the mouth is closed, do it through the nose. So it feels like you're heaving. It feels like that heave and push in and up. It's again, also strengthens the and tones the abdominal wall, the abdominal muscles. So you're going to get tired doing it, but the more you do it, just like anything like push-ups, crunches, planks, whatever it is, you get stronger in that muscle. The mind is very powerful, you guys, so you want to keep that mind active and strong and encouraging. Just a little bit longer. And one, beautiful. Take the arms all the way up to the side, take a nice breath in. And as you exhale, squeeze the tummy, root down. And come down. Hold the hands into your tummy. Press yourself up. Inhale up, lock your fingers. Exhale, come down. Squeeze your belly, squeeze it in, squeeze it in, squeeze it in. Bring the hands to the tummy, push it back a little more. Inhale, bring it up. And one more time, you guys. Squeeze your belly. Bring it all the way in and up. And this time you're going to cross at your wrists or cross at your arms and bring your hands underneath the arms so that you're having this kind of clasped at the armpit area. This is just kind of holding the chest steady. Your thumbs kind of come at the chest here. And we inhale and lift. Exhale, squeeze at the arms. Okay, get those lymph nodes there, right? So we inhale and squeeze right at the pit of the arm. And one more time, breathe in. And squeeze right at the pit of the arm. Beautiful. Open up again. Take that right arm down. So you're squeezing at the pit of the arm. You're opening up right there. and stretch. So I want to encourage you guys to squeeze. Like I said, you get those lymph nodes right at the underarm. You also have them at the throat, at the waist, and at the groin. So we're trying to stretch and open while you're squeezing that right side, and then release and do the same on the other side. So hug into that left one and stretch open right through that lymph and even at the neck. And release it center. We're going to come right onto the knees, work in a little cat and cow. Really get the body strong and open this morning, right? Get that digestive system going. So hold your wrist really strong, and if you want to, you put your hand at your forearm and just kind of stretch out or massage out those muscles there, and you can do the same on the other, just at the wrist. And then just starting to arch your lower back, but keep your upper back steady. So arch, 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 arch. Push the sit bones as far back, like you're trying to push them through your pants. And then exhale and round your lower back. So you're going to hug in that belly and squeeze in at the groin, you guys. So hug in the belly and those hip flexors and the groin. So let's try that again. You're going to press, press, press open that low back. Armpit strong. And exhale. And this time we're going to do a full arch. So arch at the low back and then all the way up to the chest and open up the neck. And as you exhale, squeeze the belly, squeeze into the groin, the waist, hug that in, squeeze into the neck, and come down again. Okay, one more time. Inhale. And exhale. Squeeze into those points. Release it into neutral and just point your fingers back and just kind of rock back as much as you can. Squeeze into your wrists and stretch those forearms. So get that length right here, you guys. You can also massage it if you feel it's a little tight. Just kind of press it out. And then come forward and then flip those hands and press into the back of the hands. So everyone's pressing back. And again, if you feel like it's a little tight, you want to kind of encourage a stretch, you can use the hands to help you out there. And release and shake out those hands. Bring it down, curl the toes. You're going to press back into the toes. Just push, push, push. Lift up through the shins. Press back into the soles of your feet. And release it center. We'll take that right leg up. Flex your foot, circle that leg around and to the side. Pick that leg up and circle it back. And we're going to do that again. Keep that tummy strong. Pick it up, flex your foot, circle it around and to the side. Pick it up, circle it as high as you can and to the back. And one more time, press down on your other shin, circle it around and circle it back. And tuck that knee right in, squeeze the tummy, squeeze the groin, so hugging that hip flexor, the neck, you're going to squeeze the neck. So again, you've got those lymph nodes in the neck, the waist, the armpits, and the groin. So you squeeze and squeeze and squeeze in. And release. So do the same on this side. Bring that left leg out, flex your foot, circle that up and all the way around to the side. Lift and bring it back. Try that again, all the way up and to the side. Lift and bring it back. And one more time, you guys, all the way up. Big, 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 big. And back. Squeeze it in, hug into your hip flexor, hug into the groin, hug the waist, hug the throat, hug that shin, pull it in. And then release. All right. I'm going to sit back on the heels. You're going to push your sitting bones back and slide as far forward as you can with your fingers. So everyone's pulling, pulling, pulling those fingers. You're pulling your inner thighs strong, your groin strong, lower belly strong, waist is strong, and you're breathing in and breathing out. So when you inhale, you stretch. Exhale, squeeze in the waist. Really hug it in, you guys. One more time. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, squeeze. So let's go ahead and come forward and come on knees, chest, and chin. Curls, toes curled rather. Squeeze in the underarms, squeeze in the groin, squeeze into the waist. Inhale and exhale. Walk your knees in a little bit more if you can. Squeeze into the hips, the arms, the waist. Slide your body forward. Elbows in, tops of your feet pressed down. Lift, up, up, up. And see if you can hug as best you can into your underarms. So squeeze them in. Squeeze into the belly and pump your hips if it works for you. You're going to pump, those legs are straight. 2, keep squeezing, 3, 4, navel's in, 5, and 6. Round through the back like cat stretch, go back into downward dog and reach it back. So just kind of lift up onto your toes here, you guys. Pull the navel in, squeeze into your hips, bend your knees so you can really hug into your hips. And then release the heels. The legs get straight, keep hugging into your hips. Lift your right leg all the way up. Tuck the knee into the nose, squeeze everything, waist, neck, groin. Inhaling up. Exhale, squeeze everything, squeeze the tummy of the neck and into the hip. And one more time, inhaling up. Exhale, tuck it off. Step that foot forward. Go ahead and rise up, lift, lift, lift. Now here's where if you guys feel like you want to use your weights, you totally can. You don't have to, but we're going to come down and lift. So I kind of changed up the classes a little bit, that since we do some toning on Thursday with weights, that will make this more of a general one. But if you miss it, you can still get it in, right? So you're coming down and up, hug it into the hips, squeeze it into the belly for 4, keep that low belly tone, 3, neck long, 2, and then hold it down, lift up, press forward into your hip as much as you can, you guys. So sink into your hip, stretch right up through here, stretch up through the arms, pull open as much as you can, the pit of the arm, pull open at that left groin, pull open at your waist, and the neck. Get a stretch. Beautiful. Releasing it down, come back in a downward dog, so just go ahead and stretch through the spine, bend your knees, you guys, get up on your toes, and squeeze into your lower belly and your hip flexors. Straighten out your legs. Go ahead and lengthen and lift the left leg up. Big, big stretch, you guys. Hug into that right hip. Tuck in and squeeze the waist. Stretch it up. Try that again. Tuck in and squeeze the groin, the waist, and the throat. Stretch it up. 2 more times. Tuck in and squeeze. Hug in that belly. And up. And last one, you guys. Tuck in and squeeze. And up, and step it forward. So we're gonna come all the way up. If you're using weights, go ahead and use them now. Just gonna pick them right up here, and we lift up and come down. And again, it's working into the waist. You're working into the arms. You're working into the groin, right? And so we're going 4, and you still squeeze down hard. 3, 2, and then hold it down, drop the knee. Reach the arms up, elongate your shin, press into your hip, sitting into your hip, stretch up the arms, the neck, the waist, and really get into that hip and groin. So you're starting to go back, sitting into your hip, lengthening your waist, arms, and neck for 3, 2, and 1. Release it down, come into forward bend. So you guys are gonna bend the knees a little bit, and you'll have your knees bent and squeeze the hands right behind the legs, hug the armpits, hug the throat, hug the waist, hug the groins. So you're hugging it all in while you're breathing. Make sure you're not hugging it in and holding your breath. You're inhaling and exhaling, really find that strength. And then we'll bend the knees quite a bit deeper, lift up the chest. We're gonna come into prayer twist to the left side. I want you guys to try to get the back of your right shoulder down to the knee. Even if you can't get there, just keep trying. Just keep trying to get that shoulder there. And then you're going to do a yin-yang bind, which is this clasp hands like this. You're just going to lock fingers in. So yin-yang bind. Just kind of get there and then try to pull. Almost feels like you're trying to separate your hands when you do this. Squeeze into the groin, squeeze into the waist. Turn the neck if it works for you and hug into the neck. And then release and just hang the body down. Shake out the neck. Bend the knees again. Come into prayer twist so your torso turns. You get the outside of that left shoulder as far as you can to the outside of your knee. Yin yang bind. And squeeze the groin. Yeah. Squeeze the waist. Turn the neck if you can. Feel like you're pulling your hands apart a little bit. All right, let's release and rise up. We're gonna inhale, coming up. Open up through the arms here. So you're gonna reach open, turn your thumbs back. Pull open here, pull open throat, pull open waist. Lift the belly. Feel your inner thighs growing, anchor down. Everything's strong in the legs. Everything else is lifting up. So you're breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Come over to that right side. And here you guys, grab your left wrist and pull it, pull it, pull it. Squeeze the side of your right hip. Contract it, contract it, contract it. And really reach into the low belly and the waist on that side. So now you're gonna contract deeper on that waist and press into it a little bit more. So you're contracting right side, left side open, open, the side of the hip. Even maybe lean into that left side. Inhale, rise up, get that nice stretch, open, and come to side two. So you're gonna grab that top wrist, pull it, contract the side of the hip, contract the waist, open other side. Breathe in, breathe out. Keep pressing and leaning into the side of the hip and the side of the waist. Beautiful. Rise up, come into that deep forward fold. Legs are gonna be straight now, okay? So go ahead into deep forward fold, hug into the hips, hug into the groin, hug into the belly. Breathe in, breathe out. Use that arm strength, chest strength. So it feels like you're squeezing your armpits and your neck and your throat, nice and strong and in. Lift into halfway lift. Step back into plank. Let's get a good, strong plank this morning, you guys. So wrists are strong right under the shoulders. Start to rock back and forth, back and forth. And when you come forward, you feel that stretch at the wrists and the palms. So I want you to get to that stretch point and breathe deeply. Hug the belly in, hug in through the waist. Lift your right leg up. I'm gonna tap it up for 8, 7, keep lifting, 6, 5, 4, keep shoulders forward, 3, 2, and 1. And we're gonna take up that left leg. Let's kick it up for 1. Keep the waist steady. 2, shoulders forward, head is up. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Let's lift up that right arm, come into side plank. You guys are in side planks. I'm gonna try so you can see. Inside plank, and you're gonna squat back to your legs and then come forward, okay? So you're gonna squat back and come over. Squat and come over. And you can use the arm here for 4 and over. 3, make sure you get into the groin and the waist. 2 and 1. We'll come back in a plank and we'll go into the left side. So you're gonna turn and lift that left arm, okay? And you do the same thing. Lift that right arm, sorry, see on the left side. Side 2, you know what I mean. Come down and up. Squat back and up, releasing the hips here. Use the arm if you want to for the last 4. 4, squeeze the arm. Press. 3, press. 2, yes. And 1, turn into plank. Come all the way down to the ground. Everybody come down. Inhale, lift the body up. Squeeze into the arms. Squeeze the hips forward. Lengthen the waist. Pump your hips for 1. Give it that little pump. 2, 3, 4, 5. Chest high. 6, 7. And when you go into downward dog, you ripple your spine. You do like a cat stretch. You squeeze the hips, the waist, the neck. Everything is strong. Our right leg goes up to the sky. We're gonna kick it as straight as you can, you guys. Stretch out your right leg as much as you can. Pull it, lengthen your waist, breathe in and breathe out. Squeeze the knee into the waist here and take that knee to the outside of the body to the left. So you're gonna bring it across. And you're gonna go back into downward dog and forward into plank. Squeeze into the groins as you do this. And forward into plank. Hug into the waist a little bit more. And forward into plank. And one more time. And forward into plank. Hold plank with that leg out. Take little pumps or full push-ups for 8, 7, 6, 5. Hug the groin. 4. Hug the low belly. 3, 2, and 1. Release. Back into downward dog. Stretch back the outside of that leg. Lift up your left arm. Spin around. Turn your feet, walk your feet, lift your hips. So you guys are lengthening your waist, but pressing your inner thighs and toward your feet. So pull your legs toward your feet as you lengthen two sides of the waist and open the waist, open the throat, open the arm. Breathe deeply. All right, let's unwind. Come back into plank position. Everything's strong. Come all the way down. Inhale, lift again. Go ahead and stretch your spine, you guys. Squeeze the arms. Neck is long. Exhale into downward dog. So ripple that spine and breathe deeply. As you press back, spread your fingers a little bit wider. Spread your shoulders. Let's bring that left leg up to the sky. Super straight, everybody. Super straight leg. So hug into the right groin, right hip flexor, right inner thigh. Stretch that leg a little bit higher, you guys. Really pull it, really pull it. Whoo. All right. And we're going to tuck that knee in and bring that leg across underneath to the right side. And you guys are going to come through plank. Squeeze the groin and back into downward dog. Hug the belly. Try that again. Squeeze through plank. Hug the belly and back. Keep those shoulders strong. 2 more times. Come forward and back. Hug deep as you can, you guys. Come forward and back. All right, you're going to pick up that right arm, come around, take it into that wild thing, press into your feet, you guys, and open your hips, open your waist, open your throat, open your underarm. Breathe in and breathe out. Press your legs toward your knees and your feet. Waist lifts toward the head. Good. Spin around again. Come in through plank. Take those 8 pumps or push-ups for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Releasing it back. Woohoo! Come into downward dog. Very good. All right, let's step our right foot forward. Ground down, rise up, come into warrior 2. So we're going to open up to the sides. We're going to take this warrior 2 where that right arm comes in front and that left arm comes underneath. You wind the hands and you're going to grab your right thumb and pull it down and work on that trigger point of the thumb, spreading the fingers up. So this is called rooster bind. It's like a rooster with your fingers up there, right? And the thumb coming down. Press into it, squeeze the armpits, hug into the waist, open the groin, open the groin. Now you're going to pull your arms to the back wall, to your back leg, the back of your mat. Breathe in, breathe out. Lean back like you're going to bend back there, like you're going to fold over your back leg. Inhale, rise up. Open up and straighten out the arms and the legs. So your back foot can pull in a little bit. We want to lengthen and stretch the inner thigh. So we're pulling the inner thigh as you lengthen your waist into triangle pose. So keep pulling the waist long, lifting up that back arm, and extend toward your shin, your foot, your ankle, the floor, right along the side of it today. Lift up through the chest, lengthen the neck, and then turn your chin up. So you want to lengthen 4 sides of your neck, turn the chin up, squeeze into the waist. As you breathe in and breathe out. So you're pressing that palm against the leg somewhere to lift that side of the chest up. Lifting the right side of your bottom side of your chest up and out. All right, and we'll rise up. We're going to come into a lunge, deep, deep, deep lunge, Skandasana lunge. You come down to that leg and flex the back leg, okay? So you're pulling the toes up or pointing the toes out. Lengthen through the inner thighs. Lift through the waist. Breathe in and breathe out. Now, if you're able to or you want to, little pumps here at the inner thigh and the groin, you pump down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we'll rise up, reach up, turn your feet in the direction you're facing, come down into squats, and pull. So the waist is toning and you pull. And we go 8. Squeeze the tush in the belly. Squeeze the arms, 6. Squeeze those shoulders, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we pivot back to the front, stretch out the arms and the legs, hug into the groin here, you guys. Everyone's in that front leg, hugging into the groin and lifting. So you really want to squeeze into your standing groin, reach down into it. So you stay down into the standing leg, in the groin, in the hip, and you work toward the extension of the other leg without coming out of that standing groin. Okay, so stay strong and down, and if that leg lifts, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And you're breathing in and breathing out. Yay, take that back leg and wrap it around for eagle bind. Hug into the hips and the groin here. So everyone's really waking up your hip flexors. If you find the top crests of your hip, the pelvic bones, right? You pound on them a little bit, wake them up so they turn in. So you hug them in right at the top and you squeeze into the belly. And we're coming down and stretching through the arms here, and we're just pumping the hips for 8, 7. Just keep pumping in. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. So good, you guys. Come on up with that leg. Oh yes, wrap that arm underneath. Wrap the other hand back. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze as much as you can at the hip. Extend your leg if you're able to. Circle the ankle around. Flex and point. And then releasing it down. Inhale, rise up. Open up through the waist. Twist open to the right side. Squeeze your tummy right here. This is where you work in there. Inhale, coming up. Squeeze right at the waist as you turn, you guys. Squeeze at your waist. Hug down and in. That percussion breath, right? Inhale, try it again. Exhale, squeeze here. Just determined to pull in and twist from that point. Inhale again. Exhale, squeeze. Legs strong. Rise up. Take your forward bend again. So stretch through the back, everybody. Stretch long back. Inhale, halfway lift. Step back into your plank. Woohoo! All right, come all the way down. Inhaling up. Exhale, downward dog. Stretch through the arms, the elbows, wrists, everything. Press your fingers wide. Press all the way back. Hug into those hips and groins. Lift your left leg up. Up, 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 up. So stretch it up as much as you can. Breathing deeply. Step it forward. Warrior 2. Ground your back leg. Rise up. So we're coming into Warrior 2. And we open up the torso as you sink into the hips and groin. So stretch into the groin. Stretch out. Bring your left arm in front. Right arm underneath it. Wind it around. Grab your thumb for rooster bind. Squeeze into the armpits, squeeze into the waist, and stretch down into the groin. And you're breathing in and breathing out. Little pumps at the hip for 8, 7, 6. Go for it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it and twist to the back leg. Twist, twist, twist. Bend as far as you can down to the back leg. Go ahead and hug into it. Squeeze your waist. Rise up. Open up for triangle pose. You straighten out your front leg, straighten out your arms, pull your back leg in. You guys are lifting and extending, not dropping down. You reach out beyond the foot. Lengthen your waist. Hand to the shin today. Lift up your top arm. Keep hugging into the groins. Feet are strong. Lengthen 4 sides of your neck and then turn your chin up. So lengthen, lengthen, and pull the groin, pull the inner thigh. Breathing deeply. So you are continuing that breath where the belly is very, very strong. All right, we rise up and we lunge to the left. So we're working the Skandasana lunge. Come down, flexing your foot or pointing, but really working the inner thigh stretch, everybody. Maybe doing the pumps if it works for you, where you pump your leg down. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rise up, rise up, rise up. Open up. Turn the feet forward. Take it into your squats. Down and up. Right into the groin. 7 and up. 6 and up. 5, doing good. 4, 3, squeeze the hips and the waist. 2, and 1. We turn back to the front. You hug into the groin. Everybody's hugging into the groin here. You extend and lift. So again, squeeze into the standing hip and groin and the inner thigh and leg as you work the lift of the other leg. Hands can do whatever. They can be to the side. They can be to the hips. They can be forward. We're really working on that hug. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Keep it strong in the groin. And then take it into eagle bind so that back leg comes around and you squeeze and wrap it around. So your right leg wraps over the left, your groin's strong, arms out, and we pump into that little squat. Belly, everything is working, you guys. Really hammer into those hips, right? Just squeeze them in, squeeze them in. Let the hips roll in at the top for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's rise up. Take that leg up. Take that opposite arm underneath. Other hand to your lower back. So again, standing in that standing groin, hip, extend the leg if it works for you. Circle around, flex and point, and breathe. Bringing it down, inhaling up. Exhale, twist to the left, squeeze from the waist. Everybody's hugging it in. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, squeeze right there at the waist. Hug. Oh yeah. 2 more. Inhaling up. Exhale, really squeeze in those hip flexors. Hug them in, hug the belly. 1 more time. Inhale. Exhale. Squeeze. All right. Bring the arms out in front here, you guys. Shift to your toes. So you guys have your shins together, your ankles together, your heels together, and you are on your toes. You bend your knees. So lift your heels up as high as you can. Right? So like in ballet bar, you'd be holding onto the bar, right? So pretend there's a bar there. And you're gonna come down into the groin as best you can. You might start to fall if you roll out of the groin and roll to the outside. So hug in, hug in. If you come in, you'll work into each other, and it's less likely that you'll fall to one side, right? It's more likely that you'll be balanced if you're coming in. And you want to keep hugging in as you go down with your heels up. And see if you can come all the way down with the heels up, hugging into the groin. Bringing the hands out and squeeze the knees up in so your heels come up. And you want to squeeze the groin, squeeze the hip flexor, squeeze the belly. Breathe deeply. Keep hugging like you're doing a cat stretch in the back. Keep going, going, going. 2 and 1. Release the hands down. Step back into plank. Very good. All right. So from plank, we come down to the ground. We inhale up again. Open your hips. Lift through the chest. Stay at the inner thigh strength. Groin and waist and armpits and neck, right? Everything's strong. Stretch back, squeeze the waist as you go back. Let's take our right leg up. Let's stay in the left groin. Open up that right hip and groin. And see if you can find that, everybody. Hug into your left groin and roll open and stretch as wide as you can. That right groin and inner thigh, that whole inside, and travel around. You know, sometimes we're just so used to opening up one side of the hip, like our mind is just like, that's where I gotta open. But sometimes you gotta open up a back door, a side door, a window. Just kind of travel around the hip to see if you can open somewhere else. Or something that'll help you get open, unlock. All right, let's go ahead and bring that foot forward. Step it up, bring up your right arm. So your foot is kind of like where the hand is, but to the side of it. And then we lift up that right arm and we come into this turn. Now this is a little tricky because you're turning your back leg to the side on this one, and you're going to the side of your front foot. So you go to the edge of your front foot, you turn your leg out, and you go to the edge of the back foot and you turn that leg out. And you reach this top arm up, and you lower your leg to the ground without bending your knee. Lower the hip. lower the leg, and then we come up and reach over. And we do that again. You lower, you are stretching the sides of the hips, IT band. Stretch that arm further back. And come up. And go a little bit further if you can. Reach and look back and see if you can go further. And come up. Beautiful. Let's unwind that. Step back into plank. Ripple through the spine. Come on down. Inhaling up. Exhale into downward dog. You're going to open that hip again. You're going to bring that left leg up. Bend the knee in the air. Make sure you hug into the right groin. So hug in to the right groin as you open up the left hip, groin, inner thigh. And again, travel all around that hip. See if you can find length, a little more openness. Just use your positive mind to help to open the hip up in a different way. Just go to the side, go to the back, go underneath, right? Go around the hip a little differently and breathe deeply. All right, and we're gonna step that foot forward, right up to the top of your mat. So it's somewhere there, scooch it up there and bring that left arm up into your twist. And now you're gonna turn your feet like you did on the other side. Turn your legs. Side edge of one, side edge of the other. Bottom leg is straight, top knee is bent. You're gonna come down as low as you can with that bottom hip leg, shin, and then lift up into that top hip. Do that again. Come down as low as you can. Reach that arm back, look back, and come up. And last one, see if you can go all the way down and look back. Go ahead and stretch a little deeper. IT band and everything. And release. All right. We're going to step through and have a seat. Coming into staff pose where your legs are going to be straight out. We're going to work some core stuff, some more waist stuff. So this is where the sculpting part will come in today. There'll be a lot of glutes and belly. But have your shins together here. And working in Dandasana. So it might be difficult to sit in that L shape, and this is where you can put a cushion under your hips or bend your knees a little bit. But you definitely want to have an L shape, meaning right at the inner thighs, top of the inner thighs, and the hips are on the floor. Everything else goes straight up. You don't lean back, okay? So you're pulling straight up from that point. You're pulling, pulling, pulling. Legs are pressing down. You press those hands down right at the hips to hold the hips down and to lift your waist on the right and the left side. Now make your legs super strong. So the shins are down, the calves are down, everything is down. We lift up through the arms and you keep pulling up here as you breathe in. And as you exhale, we're gonna twist like we did standing, but you want those hip flexors to be strong as you twist. Try that again. Inhale, stretch right through the crown of the head. Exhale, squeeze your waist. Keep that low back strong. Okay, we'll try that 2 more times. Inhaling up. Exhale, open deeper, deeper, deeper. Inhaling up. And squeeze your waist, your hips, your arms, and your neck. Awesome. Release. Bring the hands down. Lift your right leg up. Okay, so this is where we're going to start pumping the legs here in the hip flexor. You guys want the quads to be active, your hip flexor to be active, and the low belly. So we're going to pump up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop that down. Keep your back from going backwards. Lift it up and forward. Lift up the left. Hip flexor strong. We go 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Knees are going to be bent. You're going to be on your toes. The heels are going to feel like they're coming up. So your calves are active. Shins are active. Hip flexors active. Really wrap into the hip flexors. Hug it in. Reach the arms out. So you guys are having this long back. You're not squeezing your back. You're actually stretching your back while you hug in to the belly, and you're going to pump back for 8, 7. So it's all pumping in the waist. 6, just like we did at the beginning, the heaving. 5, 4, 3, 2. Now you're going to hold it there. Reach the arms up. Stretch that right arm to the back of your mat. You're squeezing from your waist, you guys, not from the shoulder joint. And then coming up, and you do that same side every time. For 6, come up from the waist. 5, come up. 4, make sure the belly's strong. 3, turn in the neck as well. 2, and 1. Squeeze into the hips and the groin, readjust everything, repurpose everything. Go to the other side for 7. Come up. 6. Turn from the waist. 5. Go for it. 4. Really fill the belly. 3. Scoop it in and up. 2. And 1. Bring the hands into the sternum right here, maybe like armpits to chest if you want to, but you scoop that all in and you go right, left. And the hands at the sternum will remind you to turn your sternum, turn through the waist. Go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reach back on the hands or the elbows. I'm going to come down on the forearms. Legs are going to lift up. Squeeze your legs super strong. Hug in through the waist. So you push it down here. Stretch through the back and scissor those legs for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Tuck the knees in. See if you can sink a little lower into your back here. Maybe bring the arms out, but don't go all the way down. Keep your upper back up. And then tap down 1. Squeeze the waist. 2. Everybody's got their hip flexors working. 3. Hug them in. 4. Squeeze them in. 5. Belly flat. 6. Charge it up. 7. Charge it up. You're going to do a little double crunch here. So you squeeze in and then tap your shoulders and your toes. Squeeze in. Tap your shoulders and your toes. Lift your shoulder blades up off the mat. Lift every time. Squeeze your hips, your groin, your waist. Squeeze in through the neck. Good. Do 4 more, you guys. Let's try it for 4. Looks awesome. 3, 2. And then we'll hold it up and take it to the bicycle twist. And again, you're hugging as deep as you can into the hip and the belly for 1, 2, 3. Try to charge it in more. 4, 5. Use that lower belly. 6, 7. And now get stronger on this last 8 for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Woohoo! Awesome. Holding, bringing the head down. Sorry, my clip is falling out. And holding that right knee in and stretching your left hip out. So I want you guys to really stretch out the hip and hugging that right one in. And then switch. And as you stretch that out, don't just fold the knee and pull it down toward your chest. Bringing it down. Beautiful. Flatten out through your feet. Knees are going to be bent hip width. Neck is long. Your back is long. Arms are down. Again, you want your hip flexors and low belly to be active, so squeeze them in as you lift your hips up. So find your hips and pump them up there for a set of 8. It's 8, 7. Shoulders wide. Hug into the armpit. 6. Hug into the waist. 5, 4, 3. Stay strong, guys. 2, and 1. Take your right knee in. Squeeze into the groin. Lift that right leg up. Stay in that left hip and inner thigh and pump it up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Cross the ankle over. Open the hip. Open it. Open and lift for 1. Use the butt to help open it. 2, 3. Stretch a little more. 4, 5. Get a little happier in that hip. 2, and 1. Bring it all the way up. Bring it down. Pump both legs again. Push them up there for 8. Make sure you guys are stretching up through the hips. 6, 7, 6. Squeeze stronger. 5. Belly's in. 4. Stretch the back. 3, 2. Heels and toes down. And 1. Lifting. Side 2. Make sure you're hugging down to the groin of the standing leg and in the working leg and pump it up for 8, 7. Shoulders wide. 6. Neck is relaxed. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Cross the ankle over. Open the hip. Open up in the groin and pump at that point for 8. Push it up. 7. You can use your hand behind it if you need to. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Bringing it down, come up on your tiptoes. Squeeze your calves, hug the knees together. Groin strong, hip flexors in. You're going to drop all the way down and come up. This is the last one. 7, come up. 6, belly is working down. 5, keep hugging it down. 4, don't let the belly pop out. 3, 2, and 1. Roll your spine down 1 vertebrae at a time and bring the knees into the chest. So this is going to be the back stretch that we have been doing. This is where you can put the cushion or the block under your back. So I'm going to do it with a cushion. It's going to really help to open up your spine, low back. So you guys can do it this way. You keep your upper back on the mat and you bring your legs in toward you, lengthening the muscles at the lower part of the back. So look at your legs, make sure one is not coming more than the other. And try to pull the legs toward your ears. And if your hips come slightly off the cushion, you can do that, that's okay. Just try to keep the upper back and maybe parts of the waist on the floor is close, working in, right? The belly's working in. So keep bringing those legs a little closer to the floor, beside your ears. They can have a little bend and that's fine because we're really working the low back. Stretch a little more on the right side, a little more on the left side. And again, you're trying to press your legs closer to the floor rather than lifting your back up more off the floor. Just try to squeeze your legs down and breathe. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and let that go and drop through the feet. And you can either stay on the cushion and open your hips or come off the cushion. I'm just going to come off it, but you can stay on it. Open up across the hips and the groin. You guys feel the top of the hip crest, roll that open, lengthen through the hips. So your inner thighs stretch out to the floor, toward your knees. Your waist and your back is pulling long out of the hips. Your arms reach all overhead. You're stretching through the underarms and you're breathing in and breathing out. You're going to take your right leg and cross it over. So you're going to straighten it out and bring it to the left. I want you guys to work from the hip flexor, top of the hip, and the waist. So really pull. So you can use your hand here to help to do that. And bring that top leg straight across, maybe toward your shoulder, like you're going to kick a soccer ball behind you, right? You can grab your foot or grab your leg with your hand, right? Straighten out your leg, pull the arm out, and turn your chest, your waist, your neck. But you really want to hug deep into the belly. So you're working into the belly as you work into the twist. You're breathing in, breathing out. Lengthen your back. And then slowly, let that go. Circle the ankle if you need to. Bring that back onto your back. Open everything up. Make sure you're grounded down. Your back is nice and long and strong. And we'll take that other side across, other leg across. It's going to be straight. If you can't hit the ground with it, don't worry about it. The IT band tightness, outer thigh tightness, glute tightness will affect that. But if you can bring it down and you want to grab your leg to do that, you go for it or grab your foot. So again, you guys are hugging into the waist. You're turning that hip flexor a little bit more. You're straightening out your leg if you can. And really squeeze into the belly as you turn your chest, maybe turn your head away from that foot. Turning your neck. Inhale and we exhale. Breathe in, lengthen your back, squeeze the waist more. Breathe out. Beautiful job, you guys. Let's bring that in. Legs are going to be straight up in the air, and we're going to take all of the back or most of the back up and over. So you can start to stretch the low back over, then pull the middle back into the stretch. Let the shoulders come down. Let your legs go over the head and lengthen and widen your back. Hands can be to the ground. So as you do this, your hip flexors are strong, low belly is strong, your waist is strong, the neck is strong, and of course your armpits are active and strong too, okay? So you're getting this good And again, this is very good for the body. So bring your hands to your back, elbows to the floor, point your fingertips upward, and straighten out your legs to the ceiling so that your ankles are over your elbows. And keep opening your hips when you do this, okay? So you guys are keep pushing your back, pushing your hips, and straightening out your spine. So your ankles are up over your elbows. And you're holding your back and pushing your back more toward you, toward your face, and your legs further away. And just keep breathing and breathing out. Squeeze into the tummy. Stretch your inner thighs to the sky. And if you're able to, you're going to flip to bridge pose, otherwise roll out of it. So bridge pose would be like this. One foot goes down, your hands stay on your back. And then the other foot goes down, your hands stay on your back. And you're pushing yourself up into an arched bridge. And your hands stay on your back. If you need to come down and then come up and bridge, go ahead and do that. Inhale, exhale, shoulders go back, hips are open, back is contracting. And then go up on your tiptoes to come out of it, or bring yourself out of it. Bring the hands down, roll down one vertebrae at a time, reaching through the spine. Beautiful job, you guys. All right, we're gonna come over onto the belly, and I'm just gonna do a quick little shoulder stretch before we end the practice. So you guys are gonna come right down onto your tummy. We're gonna stretch out into this part of the shoulder and the chest. So your right arm will go out to the side, and you guys want to lift your chest. Don't let your shoulder roll down like that, right? So you're gonna move that shoulder back into the back, if you recall how we do that, right? And you're trying to pull the chest away from the arm. So you stretch the arm out and lift, and you're coming up over. You can use that back leg, but you can use your hand if you want to stretch the chest muscle away from the armpit and stretch the arm so that you're opening up that bottom, chest, armpit, shoulder, all that, right? Head comes down, top arm can come up if you want to, but really work into that bottom arm as you breathe in and breathe out. Go a little deeper if you can. Nice job. Let's unwind and try the other side. So again, you don't just want to flip over. You want to move this shoulder head back so that you are stretching the right area. Stretch the arm out when you come to side two. You're pulling this chest, the one that's on the floor, up from the floor, away from that arm, and that bicep and arm, reach out and stretch. So you're pulling the inside of your elbow into the stretch. Everything. So if you work a lot, with a bent elbow, if you do like manual stuff, even if it's computer stuff or whatever, this might feel a little bit too intense on the bicep and the forearm. Just modify, like don't go so far. But I want you guys to really get that stretch there as well, stretching the nerves, tendons, ligaments, muscles, and joints. And then when you're ready, come on down. Gonna reach back in the child's pose. Lengthen your lower back. Breathe and breathe out. And come onto your back for Shavasana. So again, you guys are gonna just bring yourself down onto your back and open up your lower back, mid back, upper back, legs out, arms out. Feet relax, arms relax. Get your head nice and long, neck nice and long. Widen the back of the head, widen the neck, widen the shoulders. And just feeling your breath in and your breath out, and feeling that belly soften and relax. Soften and relax the tummy, the deepest part of the belly. Letting the muscles in the back release, chest, arms. Maybe eyes relax, nose, mouth. Feel your body relax and calm as you breathe in. Feel your body sink and slow as you breathe out. Body calm and relaxed as you breathe in. And sinking and slowing as you breathe out. Stay with the breath as you sharpen the mind. Mind is clear and focused. Deeply release the hips so you let your legs fall open a little bit more. Deeply relax the chest and the arms. Let your arms fall open a little more. And as you breathe in this time, hold the breath for a moment. Focus on the center of the throat and exhale a sigh. Breathe in again. Hold the breath in for a moment. Focus on the center of the chest and breathe out a sigh. Breathe in again. Hold it in. Focus on the belly and breathe out a sigh. Continue to stay focused on the belly as you breathe in and breathe out. Shoulders dropping back even more. Hips dropping even more. All right, so when you're ready to come out of Shavasana, just start to open your eyes. Open, close your jaw. Maybe turning the neck, maybe rubbing your hands and rubbing around the eyes and the forehead and the neck and the shoulders. So it might be a good idea to rub downward at the neck. That's, again, stimulating the lymphatic drain. You could rub at the shoulders or at the heart, at the belly, rubbing downward at the belly. And as you bring the legs in, you can rub the legs in and up toward the groin, right? So you're just kind of bringing that energy in toward the groin, waist down toward the groin, arms rubbing toward the armpits like that, right? So you kind of do that a little bit, rocking side to side, it's a little practice, and rolling to your side when you're ready. And take your time to come up to seated when you guys are ready. All right. So we're sitting up tall and, staying healthy or even getting healthy, whichever one it is for you, staying healthy or just getting healthier. It's an old practice, right? Our ancestors knew it without having scientific proof. So, you're kind of, maybe it's innate to you, you know what to do, but sometimes you're hearing you should do this or you should do that. I think it's a good combination. Listen to science, but also listen inwards to what's good for you and your health. And a great day, you guys, great weekend. Stay healthy. Namaste.